All right. So basically, you have taken a service from me, so it's my job to just like make you profitable, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So first of all, let me know like what you are doing and um, like how you are facing the problems and things like that.
Uh, the first problem I'm facing is, bro, that I'm using three time frames for looking the market.
All right.
Okay. Even each time frames I have some confusions. I
All
know
right.
flip, charge, etc., everything, every sort of thing. But
Okay.
still, yeah,
So let me show you how you can identify these things. All right. So first of all, to
yeah,
just make the not the bias, to just understand the direction, like where the price is going, like what potentially move it can play out in next week, next couple of weeks, or next month. I would say you can just start with the weekly. All right. Once
okay,
you are familiar with the things, then definitely you can um, go in smaller time frame to know like in which phase you are. All right. So now
okay,
if I just replay here, all right, let's
yeah,
just replay this. All right. So when you was here, all right, on the smaller
yeah,
time frame, of course, there was a lot of stories like to the upside or to the downside. If you go to the 1 hour, it is not gonna take us there. So let me just go to the 4 hour for this one. 4 hour also not taken. Anyways, so you got my point. So what I was saying. So suppose you are
yeah,
here, all right, and maybe the
yeah,
1 hour is showing you some kind of this thing, all right,
yeah,
and you will be like, all right, we can go bullish, and you will I mean, you will be thinking like, all right, I'm gonna buy it. But if you know,
yeah,
like, next week can be bearish, next month can be bearish, next couple of months can be bearish, then you're prepared. All right, there will be some kind of pullbacks that then you have to ask yourself, like, either you want to be a part of that pullback or you want to trade according to the move that you are anticipating. All right. So what I mean by
yeah,
this is, suppose the price, this is the like most like recent POI for this one. All
yeah,
right. Now you know on the weekly price has the room to go down. Even this is untapped. All right.
yeah,
So if you see that, like, there are a lot of areas where price can tap. All right. And how you know it?
yeah,
By just looking at the weekly or even monthly. All right. So
yeah,
now you know, like, in upcoming weeks price can potentially tap these POIs. All right. So now
yeah,
you can just go to the daily and 4 hour to just do the things that you already are doing. All right.
okay,
Suppose this was the break of structure and price might can fill this imbalance sort of thing.
yes,
um, I think there is like some kind of prayer going on, so I think we should start after 15 minutes, because this prayer is gonna cause a little bit of disturbance.
yeah,
Or are you getting this voice, these background
yeah,
noises?
yeah, yeah.
You getting it?
It's okay, it's okay, yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, bro, it's okay.
All right, no problem. Actually, I completely forgot that like near 7 o'clock or 7:15 this prayer goes every day, so I forgot about that. So
Uh,
anyways, I want to the points. Now you know, like, the price can tap here on the weekly. Now by just looking at
okay,
the candlesticks, the momentum of the candlesticks on the daily or on the weekly, you can decide either you want to go long or short in that particular week. All right. If you go to the daily,
all
it's
right,
pretty in like indecision, right? All right. You have to observe the
yeah,
momentum. On the 4 hour, it would have been something like this. All right. Like,
yeah,
let's see, next daily was also kind of bearish. So now it is tapping our POI. All right. So now you have to be
yeah,
cautious. Now look at the daily. All right. Look at the daily
yeah,
losing the momentum. All right. You know that this
all
is
right,
at the POI, but looking at the daily, it is losing the momentum, and you can just wait for a little bit of transition and you can take longs, and then price still has room to go down. All right. And one thing more
Yeah.
I want to tell you is that suppose you draw your POI on the higher time frame. Let's say it is the
Uh,
daily. It doesn't mean that price will completely reverse from there. All right. As price is
yeah.
in the trend, these are just the reaction points. All right.
Yes.
Once you see two structures, suppose this. Let me do this. This is still not confirmed. Once you see another break of structure, then it is confirmed that price is making some kind of lower lows and lower highs. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't really say that this is going to reverse. Of course, you can take a little bit of longs, assuming that daily is losing the momentum. All right. Now, if you talk
All right.
long, if you took a little bit of longs that day, then you was in profit. Now look at the momentum. All right. You still can
Yeah.
take a little bit of longs, maybe to fill this imbalance. All right.
All right.
You can take a little bit of longs. But in this case it didn't work out, so momentum is pretty strong now. If you go to the 4 hour, it is not really taking us to the 4 hour. Let's just yeah, I think it was here. Yeah, this was here. So momentum was pretty strong. Still the POI is holding, and you need daily chalk to just identify the price is
Yeah.
gonna pull back. All right. So once you
Yeah.
got this is the 4 hour chalk actually. Let's go to the daily. So for the daily, this was the, all right, price is wigged into it but closed above. So once it's closed above, you can say, all right, we can take a little bit of longs. Then if you took longs, that was good, and price then continue its direction, because as I told you, at least you
Yeah.
need two break of structures. If this happened, then at this point of time you can say, all right, price is kind of changing the trend. Now if you see here, once you got a break of structure right here, you was not confirmed. Once it broke again, now you was confirmed. All right, price can continue to the downside. This was again the part of the pullback, the complex pullback, but then eventually it got down. All right.
Yeah.
So now my point was, just take a look on the weekly, monthly, to just know like how that particular month can perform, how particular week can perform. All right. So now
Okay.
you also can use some kind of candlestick nature in your advantage. All right. So now
Yeah.
if we see here, the momentum is pretty strong. All right. And
Yeah.
price is also in the POI. This is according to the weekly. All right. So
All
now
right.
once price got to the weekly POI, look at the momentum. It really this candle really didn't produce that much momentum. All right.
All
So
right.
at this point of time, you would be like, all right, next week we can take a little bit of longs. All right. If you took a little bit of
Yeah.
longs right here, you had this information by looking at the weekly. All right. And one thing more,
Yeah.
how you can use the higher time frames. Suppose this is your weekly candle. All right. Let me use these zoom annotations. All right. So suppose this is your weekly. All right.
Okay.
So now this weekly, clearly with this candle we can say, all right, the momentum is pretty strong. Next weekly can also be bullish. All right. By just looking at
Yeah.
your POI, suppose your POI is somewhere around here, you can say, all right, my POI is here, and next weekly can also be bullish, at least to this POI. All right.
Yeah.
Now you have this information by looking at the weekly. Now usually the candles print lower low. All right.
Yeah.
And then the higher high. All right.
All right.
So at this point of time, your job is to capture the lower low. And how you can capture the
Yeah.
lower low is, oh wait, by just looking at the lower time frames. All right. Now lower time frame, this would be something like this. All right. This whole candle, this one, on the daily or on the 4 hour. Now
Yeah.
you have to identify where that weekly can pull back. All right. Do you think that after this huge momentum, weekly will be coming at to this extreme POI? I don't think so. like this
mm,
extreme, because the momentum is pretty strong. All right, we
mm,
expect this to respect. It means this lower low, the higher low in this case, to respect, and next weekly can pull back, and you can say, all right, this is the point of interest and this is some kind of imbalance. Even if price pull back here and it liquidated a little bit below, that is also fine because there is imbalance. All right,
mm.
I hope you're getting the things that I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so sometimes you clearly must have seen these kind of things. All right, suppose you have POI, suppose your POI is like this. All right, your POI is like this, and price broke that and then continuing bullish. All right, why it does that? Because sometimes there is some sort of liquidity or the imbalance here. So price usually fill that imbalance and then it's eventually continuous journey. All right, now here what I mean by that is you can use the higher time frame in your advantage. So you can also take the daily. All right, suppose the
Okay.
daily, let me discuss about the GBP CHF trade that I took. Let me show you. All right, let's go to the daily. So now look at the daily, this candle. This
Yeah.
candle was, by just understanding the nature, we can say, all right, price is trying to reject. All right, we don't know the order blocks
Yes.
yet, we don't know anything about the order block, by just understanding the nature. All right, I
Yeah.
like this kind of formation. Now you can either go to the weekly to just understand the move. Now weekly we don't have enough information, so we have to stick with the daily. All right,
Yeah.
daily. Now 4 hour, 4 hour we clearly have this point of interest. All right, so
Yeah.
now the thing is that on the daily you saw that the momentum is dying. All right, the momentum
Mm,
is dying, and as I explained, the candle usually, this candle is like this. All right, this candle is like this. Let me just draw it. This candle is like some sort of this. All right, so now as I
yeah.
explained to you, next candle will pull back a little bit. All right, and it
Mm,
will also be bearish.
mm,
All right,
right.
so like this, we understood that price makes higher highs and higher lows like this, but candles also move the same. All right, if this
Right.
is the candle, now what do we expect? Next candle to make the lower high and then the lower low, next candle to make the lower high then the lower low. All right, once
Mm,
this formation is interrupted like this, now what do we expect? Next candle to make first the lower high and then the higher low, then the higher high. All right, so
mm,
you also can
mm,
use this information in your advantage. For example, this was the um, like here of course that analysis didn't work out, but once this candle was pretty bullish, let me use,
mm,
wait, once this candle was pretty bullish, now you can say, all right, this is bullish, now next candle also can be bullish. All right,
mm, all right.
first it will make the lower low and then the higher low then the higher high. All right, so your job is to capture the higher low. Your job is to identify like where the price can pull back. Now let's just discuss about this one. All right, as I explained to you, next candle, now we have to stick to the 4 hour. I don't know why it is not, I think my premium is expired. All right, that's why. All right, all right, all right. Oh man, my premium is expired actually, so we have to work with that. I think it was somewhere around here.
Mm,
Let me just see it. Yeah, it was 16th. 16th. Yeah, it was somewhere around here. All right, so now we have a couple of
mm,
POIs right here. All right, we have a POI right here.
mm,
All right, and by just looking at the daily, the momentum was pretty strong. All right,
mm,
and To confirm this POI, we need reaction, we need bearish closure. All right,
mm,
so we didn't got that, we clearly broke that. Now we have this as a POI. All right, so now by just understanding the daily nature, you are expecting this POI to not hold. Why? Because the daily momentum is strong. All right,
mm,
so yeah, even if you draw that tool, this premium discount tool, all right, this is your fifth, this is your above 50. You are expecting
yeah,
pullback in this region. All right,
yeah,
so this was again your confluence. Now I told you our job is to capture the pullback. First
yeah,
zone was here, because I'm not expecting daily to pull back below this. Like if it pulled back below, I don't think so there would be enough range, enough time for the price to pull back above. Ask yourself, suppose this is the daily candle. All right,
yeah,
this is daily candle. Now price needs to pull back somewhere around here. Why? Because if the price spended, I would say 16 hours making this as a lower low. Let me take the red one.
yeah,
If price spended, it's time to come at least here to make the lower low. Sorry, the higher low in this case.
yeah,
Do you think the price will be having enough time to continue its journey to the upside? I don't think so. It will be having enough time because it has spent 16 hours to create this low. Now, do you think 8 hours will be enough for the price to go and break this? If there is news, then yes, it can do. But in normal situations, I don't think so. If price pull back here and price will flip all the way to the upside, all right? It's not
mm,
really the case. So even if you observe here, all right, price clearly didn't go all the way below. Price in this case um, there was not enough like momentum. Then in this case price, yes, can pull back a little bit below, because look at the candle, it's not too momentum going on.
yeah,
All right, this was yeah, fair momentum. Do you think if price pull back here, then price will, but in this case, as I explained to you, it didn't do that. Right now we are just understanding the behavior of the candles. All right, like how the candles behave and how we can use in our advantage. All right, now look at
yeah,
this. In this case, suppose you're right 50% of the time. Suppose you are anticipating daily candle or weekly candle right 50% of the time, then you are making money. And you are, of course, entering based on the smart money concept. All right, then
all right,
it is amazing. So in this case, suppose look at the candle. Do you think that price will pull back here? No. Yeah, it
mm,
can sometimes, but but majority of the time it will not. Look
mm,
where the price pullback, maybe in the middle. Let's see what was in the middle which caused this sort of pullback. Let's see. Let's go to the 1 hour for this. Uh, four.
this is conference, right? Price action conference or something like that.
It's not really price action. You are just understanding the behavior of the candles. Price action would
Mm,
be some kind of patterns and things like that. All right. So now on the um, yeah, you was only having 2 points of it. This would be way too higher. All right, because as we saw, the daily was very momentum, like a lot of momentum was coming. So you was
mm,
having maybe this kind of POI, and lastly this imbalance. You was expecting that if price gave you some kind of transition here, then you can look for some kind of entries, and yeah. But yeah,
mm,
once price pull back and yeah, then you completely take this in your advantage. All right.
mm,
So here, look, price was in the, this is the 4 hour, yeah, but 4 hour we are not talking about the 4 hour. Let's just stick to the daily. Now this is your POI on the daily. All right, so once price made some kind of like weak bearish, now you're looking for sells. All right, So now
mm,
when your sales can be, let's go to the 1 hour to understand this concept. Where is that? All right. Yeah. So as this is daily, we can't trust 15 minute. Once price broke this, you are confirmed. Now at this point of time, um, your daily candle was this, like this,
mm,
as you saw. All right. At this
yeah,
point of time, your daily candle was like this. Now your job is to expect where the pullback can be. Next daily can be like this also, but in this case it was bullish. All right, and then it was bearish,
yeah,
as we saw. But you was expecting some kind of this move. All right,
yeah,
then clearly, if you kind of drew your POI here, then it was valid. If you take, if you took 1 minute entries, I think uh, maybe you could have stopped out or not. I don't know. Maybe not if you kept a little bit above this high. All right,
the one
and
minute entries are a bit risky, right?
yeah, one
I
minute.
tried backtesting session and I failed most of the time because on 1 minute time frame, I have noticed that there is so many POIs.
Hmm. That's why I
So
started. That's why I started from the daily and how you can identify the next candle and how you can like based your POI. Suppose, as I mentioned, like suppose the daily candle is like very momentum and you are expecting the pullback to maybe here, like somewhere in the
yeah,
middle. All right, so your POIs will be
yeah,
based on that.
yeah,
Yeah, 1 minute entries are kind of tricky, but um, the thing you can do is you can just keep your stops a little bit wider. All right,
yeah,
so now let's come to the entries. Now you know how to like anticipate the behavior of the market. All right, you need clean structures. All right, now
yeah,
let's say that uh, let's try to capture the shots here. All right,
yeah,
like this candle, as I mentioned, I took shots, right? I took shots somewhere around here. So now, as the daily was like this, let me draw it. Daily was, I think, was like this somewhere. I think it was like this. All right. So now, what
right,
we know that price can pull back in this region, or maybe at least till this. All right. So we have to find
yeah,
the POIs in that range only. All right. So now in this
um,
case, we don't have any POI. We have only this. But if price goes all the way above, then I think price can also break that. All right,
yeah,
as I mentioned. So no doubt this is clean POI. In future it can respect. So but our job is to capture the next daily candle. This was the POI, but as you saw, price clearly pulled out of here. If you go to the 15,
yeah,
15 nothing, 5, I think I took it on the 5. No, I think 5 is also maybe this was kind of flip zone for us. This was very tricky trade, to be honest. If you
yeah,
drew your POI based on this flip zone, maybe on the 1 minute it was a POI, but I wouldn't suggest to go on the 1 minute. But yeah, on the 1 minute it was um, kind of your POI. Let's go on the 3 minute. There was kind of wick, which you can use. Yes, you can use. Uh, but price clearly didn't got all the way to there, so we have to stick with a flip zone only. And yeah, this is a flip zone, and by just understanding this imbalance, let me just do it, this imbalance. All right, this hole is the imbalance. All right, now you can ask yourself, all right, price, sometime price doesn't need to tap all the way to your POI. All right, sometimes it will tap the imbalance also. Now in this case it did tap the imbalance. Now what I saw, there was some kind of liquidity above this. As you can see, these was kind of equal highs. All right, Equalized price took this out, and once I saw that good bearish candle like this, I placed my entry based on that. All right, this was
mm,
completely based on the liquidity concept. This was not chalk flip or something like that. This was based on the
mm,
daily candle, understanding the daily candle, and understanding the liquidity and executing based on the imbalance. But how you can execute this is, once price took this out, this was a chalk. All right, but again you have to
mm,
go to the 1 minute for this. All right, once price did broke, and here was your entry.
yeah.
It was a flip. Now there is very tricky part, you have to combine those things. Now the daily candle was like this. All right,
Mm,
at this point of time, daily candle is here. It was here. All right, at this point
mm,
of time, daily candle was here. You were expecting it to go to the downside. All right,
mm,
so you can take these kind of entries anticipating that a volume will kick in, and it will make the daily candle to in your favor, I would say. All right, this was kind of very tricky entry, but once you understand the behavior of the daily, you can take some kind of risky entries and things like that. I think you are
mm.
in the scalping masterclass also, right?
No, bro.
Oh, you are not. I
As you
think.
said, there is some seasoners.
All right, all right. I think there is another one who is in. Uh, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, I think there is another one. Anyways, um, so basically, this entry was very tricky, but uh,
Mm,
you could have taken it based on the liquidity concept and just understanding the behavior of the market. Now,
mm,
now I have cleared you. I have taught you some kind of new thing today. So let me know, like, now what are you struggling in? Basically, you told me that you are struggling in entries,
that
but
is right.
yeah. Now, how you take the entries? Let me know.
Uh, I look for 1 hour.
All right, one
Actually,
hour.
I'm using three common time frames: 1 hour and 15 minute, and then 5 minute, 5 minute entry.
All right.
I took the 5 minute because in 1 minute there is so much POIs and uh, so much fluctuations. Lower time frames
All
always.
right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So I choose 5 minute entries, and once I find my 1 hour candle is continuing, it's on a several trend. If it's uptrend or downtrend,
All right.
okay, I will try to continue looking for that trend to continue, and then or I have to wait for that 1 hour to enter on a POI,
All
and
right. All
then
right.
I just look for just a reaction from the 1 hour.
Okay.
Most of the times I look for a choke or a flip in one
Mm-hmm.
hour, and I will go for 15 minutes. And
Okay.
I 15 minute I look its behavior change, something like
Okay.
weak rejections or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, understood.
Okay, then yeah, then I go to 5 minutes for
Mm-hmm.
again once more I look for a choke or flip from five
Okay.
minutes, and then I took the entry. Most of the times I didn't get entry, means 5 minutes didn't give me
Yes. 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 Yes.
any
Yes.
entries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, to get the entries, what I was doing when I was completely following SMC, I was using this same concept. All right. Suppose
Okay.
the 1 hour is something like this. Let's print bullish. So this is your POI. All right. So 1 hour was coming here, and he was like this, and then next 1 hour made some kind of bullish, um, like this. All right. Now, at this point of time, on the 15, it would have been a chalk. All right.
Yeah.
So now, as I gave you this information, this top wick and bottom wick sort of thing, right? So now
Yeah.
1 hour will make bottom wick first, and then it will flip. All right. Now you have to see like which POIs are coming here. All right, you have to take a
yeah,
risk based on that. All right,
okay, yeah,
and you also can use this information that I told about the daily. All right,
yeah,
like if the daily is way too bullish, then next daily you are expecting next daily to be bullish, at least to your extreme POI. All right.
yeah,
Now look here. Suppose there was your POI. All right. Look how price
yeah,
approached there, way too impulsive, and it clearly broke down.
yes,
If we draw this on the 4 hour, I mean, if we see the daily, look how daily is approaching. How
yes,
momentum,
I
how much
know
momentum
the song.
it is carrying. All right, you're expecting
Yeah,
this to go. All right.
yeah,
For example, let's say this POI. Look how daily is carrying momentum. You are expecting this to go. All right. Suppose this was your extreme POI. Let's say, um, let me see. Let's say this was daily. All right. Look how candle got here and rejected. At this point of time, you could have planned longs. All right.
yes,
If you see next candle, this candle
mm,
in this range, you easily could have caught the longs. No doubt, price like didn't go as you wanted. Like you wanted it to be bullish, but price printed bearish. But let's see what was going on here. Let's go to the 1 hour. Where was it? All right. Yeah, I think price was here, and uh, yeah, you didn't really got the entry, to be honest, because this was your
yeah,
POI, all right, and you clearly got the entry next day.
yeah,
All right, so yeah, this was based on the daily. Look how daily momentum faded away and faded away, and next candle like pull back to your POI. This all the thing can act as a liquidity. This low, these things, these wicks.
yeah,
All right, and then you took
yeah,
it um, to your advantage. Now
mm,
you clearly can anticipate like where the price can pull back. All right, how much it can pull back.
okay,
Is it making sense? All right, for
yeah,
example, yeah, now the daily is way too bullish. All right,
yeah,
we are expecting this to go. We are
yes,
expecting this to go. All right, maybe,
yeah,
yeah, we are expecting this to go to where, to probably this. All right, yeah, this is based on the weekly. Now on the weekly you are bullish. On the daily,
yeah,
this is hurdle. This sort of area is hurdle for this, but on the weekly you are bullish. So
yeah,
you will wait for the candle to print in your side. All right, so
yeah,
now you also have to use candlesticks in your favor. What do I mean by this? Suppose this is your POI. I'm sure you know about bullish engulfing and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah, you know. Suppose this is your
yeah,
1 hour
yeah,
1 hour POI, all right? So
yeah,
suppose 1 hour POI was like this, and next candle printed like this, all right? You
yeah,
can use this thing in your advantage. Now,
yeah,
the next 1 hour will be pushing a little bit higher, all right,
yeah,
like this, and then it will be continuing its direction, all right. Your job is to
yeah,
find out where that 1 hour can pull back, and you are using 5 minutes. You also can use 1 minute if you use this kind of information correctly, all right. If you draw
yeah,
your POI, you will be having only 2 3 POIs, all right, 2 3 POIs. Even if you stopped out on one, don't worry, you can execute on the second POI. If you stopped out on
yeah,
both, don't worry, this SMC strategy is capable of producing good gains. When I was
yeah,
when I was using it, I was only having 30 to 20% win rate. All right, still I was making I was still profitable. All right,
yeah,
even if you got stopped out, maybe if your POI is here, you got stopped out, no problem, and execute on the second. All right, I would
yeah,
encourage you to use 1 minute. Why? Because if you use this candlestick's information, not the candlestick, yeah, the candlestick actually, if you use this kind of information correctly, then definitely you can be good in SMC. All right,
yeah,
and yeah, let's just take an example. All right, so this was your POI. All right, this was kind of mid-range 4 hour demand. Look here how price let's go to the 1 hour for this. All right, so now I want you to observe here. Look at this candle. Look at this candle. This.
mm,
All right, now this candle is like this. All right,
yeah,
it is like this, and now you were expecting next candle to be bullish engulfing. For that, price has to respect this low. All right, so now
good.
there would be POIs somewhere in the middle of this range. If you caught that, good. If you didn't, no problem. Once candle printed bullish, so much bullish. All right, now it
Right.
also left the imbalance. You were expecting it to fill this. All right, once it
Yeah,
filled that, there would be a POI, or there is just imbalance. All right,
yeah,
if you're not sure, no, don't worry. Once price fill this candle was bearish, you was not sure, you don't want to enter, no problem. Once this candle printed bullish, you was like, all right, now I'm getting interested. It seems like this imbalance is holding, and this POI that you have drawn is valid. This POI, how that is valid? Because it is showing reaction that you want. All right,
yeah,
so now this candle is like this. As I told you, the candles usually also works the same as market structure. All right, this
yeah,
candle is like this. Now you were expecting the next candle to be bullish, but you were expecting it to make the lower wick first and then to flip. All right, so your job is to capture where that lower wick can form. Do you think lower wick will be all the way to the downside? In very rare cases, yes, but most of the times it will not. It will just cover the 50%, then it will go. Now you have this information. Let's just go to the 5 minute to identify where that candle pull back. Now, on the 5 minute, if you see, this is clearly break off structure on the 1 minute. I hope you agree with me, because if you go on the 1 minute, this would have been a chalk on the 1 minute, and this was your
yeah,
POI, sort of. All right, and this was also your
yeah,
imbalance. All right,
mm,
now I think price will not let me go to the 1 minute, so yeah, it is not going to 1 minute. Let's go to the 3 if it is letting me. Yeah, on the 3 it is. So on the 3, once you saw this again, look how it kind of gave you a wick above this structure.
yeah.
I know it might be sounding like complicated to you. Let me know. Is it sounding complicated to you?
No, bro, it's okay.
All right.
Is that big considered as a break?
On the
Can we
one
consider
minute,
it as
it
a,
would have been, I believe. On the 1 minute, it would have been. If it was not, then this was your break.
yeah,
All right. So
all
I'm
right,
just building the story accordingly. So maybe this was your flip zone on the 1 minute. All right. So once price
yeah,
tapped this, how was your 1 hour? Now I would like to remind you again. 1 hour was like this. All right.
yeah,
You were expecting it to make like this. So this wick is this on the lower
yeah,
time frame. That 1 hour lower wick is this. You are expecting that to
yeah,
end, but how you can know? You need a chalk. So once price did this on the 1 minute, you can simply take this entry on the 1 minute, keeping your stop just below in anticipation that price will continue in your direction. Now, I also want to tell you that I think I took 5 trades this month, and I was clearly scalping. I was not even like using SMC concepts, like targeting 10 hour, 5 hour. I was not doing that. I was just scalping, but I was very happy with the 5 trades. All right.
mm,
So now the takeaway from this would be just wait for your setup to line up. Now this setup was very good. All right, easily 10 hour was
yeah,
not a problem in this. All right, so let's say you
yeah,
took entry maybe somewhere around here, putting the stop just below, targeting at least this sort of area, like 7 hour wouldn't be a problem. All right,
yeah,
you are using candlesticks in your favor. So when I was doing this SMC thing, I was using the candlesticks in my favor. All right, and your break even point is like this, man. You make your trades to break even once it break the structure. So
yeah,
maybe like if you take 10 trades, maybe your 4 trades are break even, your 3 trades are win, and your 3 trades are loss. All right, because you make the trade break even very quickly. All right, so
yeah,
yeah, that's the point. And let's just discuss more. Go to the 4 hour.
yeah,
Here the momentum was pretty strong, and let's just talk about the recent example. I want to focus on this leg. First, for this, we have to go to the daily. Let's go to the daily. Alright, daily has printed bearish. Alright, but there is a lot of momentum to the upside. Alright, and one thing more, if you see these kind of candles like this in this case it was bearish. If you see these dodges on the daily and previous momentum is strong, alright, expect
yeah,
that dodgy is not valid unless you see bearish candle after the dodgy. All right, for
yeah,
example,
mm,
like here was dodgy and you plan to sell it, you got chopped, man. And here it was dodgy, if you plan to sell it, it was chopped. All right, here it was
yeah,
dodgy, you plan to buy, you got chopped. Wait for the candle to give you confirmation. All right, here it was dodgy,
mm,
you plan to sell, yeah, in this case you got lucky. But if you plan to sell after this candle, then this move, let's see how many pips it was. It was 90 pips, almost 100 pips. If you caught like
yeah,
30 pips with 3 pips as a stop, still that was 10 hour. All right, so yeah,
yeah,
you like here, if there was dodgy, you was like, all right, next candle was print bearish, but you was wrong. Here was dodgy, and it was like, this is your PY. All right, you are like, all right,
yeah,
this is dodgy. Next candle will be next day will be heavy sells. But in this case, price never gave you confirmation, and price flew. In this case, this was POI, price was dodgy. All right, still you don't know, but
yeah,
once price gave you confirmation, then you are comfortable taking longs. All right,
yeah, yeah,
so yeah, so yeah, man, with this information I think you can make your entries better. You
yeah, sure.
like here there was some kind of POI. All right, so once price
Yeah,
was in heavy momentum, was not really sure, was not really sure. All right, price is showing a little bit of bullish momentum. Now let's go to the 1 5 minute for this. I think right here there was some kind of bullish momentum right here. All right, so now price clearly has uh, so now this is very choppy, man. Let's go to the 3 for this one. Actually, you don't really have any kind of scenario that is lining up other than this kind of candlesticks. You are anticipating that price will fill this sort of imbalance and you are taking the trades based on that. At
Yeah.
least to here, alright? At least somewhere around here, alright? So let's
Yeah.
go to the 3 to see what was going on. So 3 price never gave you the entry. Yeah, there was not chalk, no flip. So there was no entry. Let's go to the one last minute. So this was the last structure. Yeah, price never gave you entry on this. Anyways, this was a news, man. So uh, we was
Yeah.
not really sure about this. Now, it is very good thing. Let's observe this leg on the daily.
Yes.
Oh, that is very good. So on the daily, look at this candle. All right. Do you think the
Yeah.
momentum is strong? Yes. How you can say that?
Yes.
Look at the candle, bro. Now, do you think that next candle will go to the downside? 50-50 chance. But
Yeah.
you only need 50% probability in trading, all right? You don't know. But
Yeah.
by looking at this, you can anticipate that next candle can be bullish, all right? Now your
Yes.
bias is bullish. Let's go to the 4 hour. Now, you are bullish on the daily, but let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour, you see this thing, this break of structure. You will be like, all right, this POI would be valid, all right. If you saw this
Yeah.
bearish candle, you will be like, all right, let's sell it. On the 1 minute or 5 minute, this would have been a chalk, all right.
Yeah.
Because that is the lower time frame, and chalks and flips happen like million times there, all right. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I hope you agree with me. Maybe on the 1 minute this would have been a chalk, all right.
Yeah.
But this information that you got from the daily, it is telling you to go long, because as I explained to you, daily was I think like this, something like this, all right. And you are expecting that daily to not go below this. Maybe your POI would be here. Maybe you're having 2 3 POIs, all right.
Yeah.
Now your story is pretty clean here. This was liquidity, all right, and you was expecting this to tap, and at this point of time you will be like, price is making lower wick on the daily. Now I anticipate it to continue bullish, all right.
Mhm.
So with this information, your shorts was completely cancelled, all right. Your longs were activated, all right.
Yeah.
Now let's go more deep into it. Like this was your POI, all right. Let's go to the 30 minute for this. Now the 30 minute closed dodgy. It's not the dodgy, man. It's not the dodgy. It's like the bullish candle, bro. So now
Yeah.
you expect next candle to be bullish as well, all right. So let's go to the
Yeah.
5 to identify the situation. Maybe on the 1 minute this was have been a chalk. Let's go to the 1 minute for this one, because the POI is very small, all right.
Yeah.
It's not very small, but kind of decent. It is not too heavy, all right. It's not too like um too big. So price clearly broke above here, all right. So now at this point of time, it is very tricky. You will be like, all right, this POI price will tap here, all right. Price didn't got there. Again,
Yeah.
go to the 30. Where was it? Yeah, here. Again, go to the 30. Once you saw this candle on the 30, all right, this was also
Yeah.
bullish. Now you are expecting the next candle to be bullish as well, because it is in your POI and price is showing a little bit of bullish momentum there, all right. The
Yeah.
candle is something like this, and next candle is like this. Now let me know what next candle will do in order to continue bullish. Let me know, bro. What do you think?
The next candle also will be bullish.
Yeah, in order to find it, price will just make a lower wick and then completely be
A
bullish,
little bit, yeah,
something like
right.
that. All right, so now
Yeah,
this candle, let's go on the 5. I think here that candle was formed here. All right,
yeah,
so now as we saw, that candle was something like this. All right,
yeah,
it was like this. So now next candle will pull back somewhere around here and then it will go bullish. If you missed entries here, don't worry, because the thing is that candles will print lower lows and lower highs, and on the lower time frames there would be order blocks respecting those
yeah,
things. All right, so now on the
yeah,
5, this was your POI. All right, you
yeah,
completely can take aggressive entry here because you are expecting that bullishness coming. All right,
yeah,
and this was also a flip. All right, look how price broke the above and created uh, failed supply and created demand. Now what would be your target, at least this high,
yeah,
because you're expecting it to make new highs. Let's go to the 1 minute to make entry more refined. On the 1 minute you can also use this POI and you can decrease your stop. Let's go to the 30 again to identify what we was doing. Actually we got the entry a little bit late, but yeah, 15, let's go
yeah,
to the 15. Yeah, this was break of structure and POI. Yeah, it is valid, bro.
yeah,
On the 1 hour, let's go to the 1 hour again. All right, 1 hour is kind of nice. Now again, I told you, kind of dodgies doesn't mean that price will continue bearish. If dodgy is valid, we need price. Suppose this is dodgy, we need price to go like this
over the week, right? Yeah,
in order to confirm that move is right. All right, this was
all
dodgy.
right.
You will be like, all right, man, this can be a sells, but by looking here, look how this candle printed. All right, now
Yeah,
if next candle has to go bearish, it has to like close below this.
yeah,
All right, but
yeah,
if next candle has to go bullish, it clearly has to make like this candle is like this. All right, like this. All right, but
yeah,
still you are bullish because your daily candle, don't forget the daily, it is making the lower wick to continue to the upside. All right,
yeah,
and you are expecting price to pull back. Maybe you was not expecting it to go this deep, but if you go on the 15, why it goes that much deep? Because clearly there was no point where the candle can go except this. All right,
yeah,
but on the 1 hour you was like, man, it is way too deeper pullback, so I don't want to take a trade. But uh, let me note down the time when the candle pulled back there. It was New York session at 5 o'clock. I think this candle did the thing, or maybe this. Yeah, this huge candle did the thing. All right.
yeah,
So pretty much it was clear, man. Due to the daily, it was bullish, and once things got clear to you, you was not interested in taking the trade here. All right, because it was not clear. You was interested in taking the trade here because it was clear. Everything was met. Breakout structure, yes. POI, yes. What is daily doing? Daily is just making the bottom wick to continue bullish. All right. And once price got there, I know it got aggressively there, but you were expecting it to go bullish because of the daily. And let's go to the 4 hour, man. We didn't look at the 4 hour. All right, this, man, this is gonna be very kind of let me know now. Once candle tapped here, this is the 4 hour. All right, this is
Yeah.
at the POI. All right, so now what the
Yeah.
next candle will do?
Next candle has become bullish.
In this case it is bullish, bro, but let me draw it. It was like,
Oh, that impulsive move, right?
yeah, it was like this. All right, and this is your POI, and your daily is like
So
this. Your daily is like this, and at that point of time, your your daily is like this.
yeah.
Now once you are no, let me just make it a little bit cleaner. No, 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 not like that. Yeah, so once you are there, you are seeing these things. This is your daily, this is your 4 hour. 1 hour you already saw that.
Yeah.
All right, so now the next candle will be bullish. I know the momentum is pretty strong, but you
Yeah.
have to trust yourself, you have to trust daily, you have to trust that liquidity. All right, and you have
Yeah.
to trust that 15 minute. All right,
Yeah.
so you are expecting next candle to be a little bit rangy and next candle to be bullish. All right,
Yeah. Right.
because it is pretty big and you are not expecting it to make this much move in one candle. It means 1 4 hour. All right, you are expecting these things.
Yeah.
You are printing candles in your mind and you are executing based on your chalk flips and things like that. All right,
Yeah.
I know this will be your POI. All right, and you are planning to short it, but with this information you really can avoid it. All right, let
Yeah.
the candle print the candle that you want. If you're planning bearish move, this is your POI, daily POI or the 4 hour. Let the candle print this, because man, next candle will go up and then it will go down. This up move will be your entry, so don't worry about that. All
Yeah.
right, even if the candle is like this your POI and candle printed like this and next candle did like this, don't worry, maybe on the 15 there would be something. Maybe next candle will be bullish. All right,
Yeah. Yeah.
like this. This is way too much. So, and then it can go bearish. All right, so you don't have to
Yeah.
really don't worry, man. I took only 5 trades, man. If you took like 6 trades a month, 2 are profitable, 1 to 7 each, and that is good, man. 1 is break even, 2 losses, man. That is good, bro. That is good.
Yeah.
Just let the things align to you. All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, this was very good long, very good long, bro. Look how candle closed bullish. Now let's go to the 1 hour for this one. I think we already have discussed. I think we don't. Now daily is bullish, bro. This is your POI. It is clean, bro. It is clean. It's very clean. All right, even if you got stopped out once here, don't worry, just put your faith on the daily and execute, bro. All right,
Yeah.
so this was a very good trade. Let's go to the 15 for this one. This move happened. This move was liquidity. Equal lows,
Mm,
liquidity to where? To this POI. Extreme. If you want to take it
yes.
aggressively, man, take it. Don't worry. Because once you understood how to identify the daily candles, you will be very confident in your trades. All right.
Yeah.
If you want to take it aggressively, you can take it. But if you don't, no problem. Look how this candle closed, bro. This candle.
Yeah.
You are. This candle is like this. Let me draw it. This candle is like this. All right. You are expecting the next candle to be bullish, maybe
Yeah.
making the bottom wick in the middle, and you can take the entries on the 1 minute based on that. And one thing more, even if you took entry here, let's say here, somewhere here, once this candle
Mm,
broke the high, you was break even on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, this would have been simply a break of structure. All right.
yeah.
So if you took a break even here, no problem. You took a win here. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is some kind of details that you have to find it out in charts. Now this was liquidity. Let's see what daily candle was doing here. Let's see the 4 hour first. All right. Uh, daily was very bullish, bro. It was very bullish. Look here. You was expecting it to make the lower wick and then continue bullish. Let's see. On the 15th, this was the 4 hour, man. It was not the daily. I miss. I did a mistake there. So this was the 4 hour, and this was your POI. Price clearly got to your POI after that. But if you go to the 4 hour, look how candles are. Once it got to your POI, let me show you, man. We have to zoom in. You clearly saw that was 15 minute, all right.
Yeah.
So that was 15 minute POI. Once got to your POI, and look at the 4 hour, it got bullish. All right. Now next candle did make a bottom wick and then go above, so you can use this information in your advantage and you can execute based on that.
Yeah.
We also can take a look on the daily. Let me find out the time. This was 27th Jan. Yeah, 27. So we have to see how 26 was. 26 was bullish, bro. 26 bullish. You are
Yes.
expecting this to go bullish. If you took a bullish trade, buy, then this was good. All right. Now, now let me know, what do you want me to add more? Like, are you clear how you can take your entries? I know I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
show you a
Yeah.
little bit of, like, a lot of examples on how to enter, but
Yeah.
man, with this information, you really can um, enter on your own, man. It's really very
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah. Mm. Bro, can you ask me a doubt? What is meant by sniper entry?
Sniper
Is
entry.
that, are we doing that on scalping?
Actually, in the scalping, we are just giving the room for the price to breathe. All right. So
Yeah.
if I talk about the gold trade, I think I took a buy somewhere around. Let me just go to the 15. Where did I took a buy? I think I took a buy somewhere on here, keeping a stop a little bit open, bro, and targeting some kind of like orders here. All right. So the thing was here, we are giving the room for the price to breathe. All right. So I don't care about the
Yeah.
sniper entry. All right. So
Actually, I don't know what is sniper entry. That's
sniper
the
entry is
point.
basically you take the entry and price simply goes in profit. All right. You took the entry
Oh,
and price goes in profit. It's like that, bro.
oh, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. but you don't really need that, so yeah.
Mm.
Now let's see here, bro. I want you to observe the price here on the 15.
Mm.
Let's go to the daily for this. 4 hour. All right. At this point of time, you was like, this was your POI, and if you decided to take a buy here, you really got chopped here.
Mm.
All right. So now with this information, I think next candle will go down.
Yes.
So what our POIs can be? Let's go to the 1 hour. So 1 hour our POI can be this. All right, this area.
Mm.
Now let's see what that area is. So now it is pretty much valid POI because price literally can go a little bit above and then it can print something like this. I think it is
Mm.
valid. All right, maybe
Mm.
not like this, maybe something like this. Man, I'm very terrible in drawing some drawings and
Yeah,
shit.
that's okay.
Something like this. All right,
Yeah.
or this is a clean POI, this area. This is the 4 hour.
Mm.
All right, clearly on the 15 it would have broken many structures, like you can see price clearly trending to the downside. All right, so
Yeah.
yeah, let me see, this is also valid. So we have two POIs based on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour. Let's draw the both.
Yes.
So we are expecting daily candle to pull back in these two areas to continue where, to maybe here.
Downside. Yeah.
Why I marked this was a kind of imbalance and not a block. So let's go to the daily. Yeah, makes sense. So next daily can be like this. Which, yeah, by looking at the momentum, this is strong daily candle. All right, so we can expect the
Yeah.
daily to be bearish as well. Now here he was wrong. If you anticipated the candle to go bearish, all right,
Yeah.
but once this candle printed bullish, you caught these buys. Once this candle printed bearish, you was not sure. Once this candle printed bullish, you check buys. I mean, if even if you're right 50% of the time, you're making money, bro.
Yeah.
All right, look here, this printed bearish, no problem, price never crossed the high, bro. You was protected
Mm.
completely, go down, bro. So yeah, I think we was wrong here. All right, we was wrong here 2 times. Now yeah,
Mm.
now next candle can be bullish as well, bro. So we will just kind of be prepared, man. It's really, it can be bullish as well. So we are ready for everything. We have to see
Yeah.
what is clean on every time frame. All right, find the pairs. Like gold is very choppy to be honest right now, but on the daily it is clean, and on the 4 hour also it is clean. Look, it is printing lower lows, lower lows. We are expecting it to make lower lows. So next candle
Yeah.
can be like this. I will update you like if price pull back somewhere down here. I think this point of
Yeah.
interest is valid. Maybe daily candle will pull back and then boom to the downside.
Okay.
And one thing more, man, I really wanted to add here is trend lines. Sometimes auto blocks combined with the trend lines are very good. You also can backtest this if you want. Like, for example, this was your trend line. All right, price got to your auto block and respected the trend line also. All
Mm.
right, so this was your kind of, this is very choppy, but let's just find out the clean example. Let's go to the GJ for this. No. You can't really use the historical trend lines, all right? You need only recent
Mm.
ones.
Okay.
This never got there. This was also very far. You only can use recent ones, all right?
Yeah.
So let's just take more examples. This was kind of, but again, not really clear example. Let me just give you an example. Trend line should be like this, like not so steep. It should be like this, and price is clearly respecting some, and like this. All right, it should not be too
Yeah.
steep like this. It should be a little bit like this. I have observed many times. I have taken trades based on this sometimes in the past, and it has worked good like this, bro. Like this, right? It is not too
Yeah.
steep, right? It is fairly angled. So these type of trend
Yeah.
lines, this is not valid. This, we consider these type of trend lines as liquidity. All right,
Yeah.
we use kind of like this kind of trend line, this complete down. All right,
Yeah.
and this was again a liquidity move. All right, we expect this as a liquidity. We can't use this in a favor. um, we can use this type of trend line, but I'm just showing you the example. But yeah, like this, it really got a little bit above, but no problem. But your py was also here. All right,
Yeah.
so you was protected. You can use these in your favor if you like this. All right, these type of trend lines I'm talking about. Like if you take
Yeah.
entry somewhere around here, that was good. Like these type of trend lines, it literally not really got there. But if you draw here, that was a loss again. Yeah, there was a loss. But considering the momentum, you wouldn't have traded it. And on the daily also, understanding everything. So yeah. Um, yeah, trend line like this. All right. This would be a POI, and look how price once got it there, not interested. Got here, printed bullish. All right, we are interested. You can take a longs here. All right, these type of trend lines I'm talking about. Even this was also valid.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. All right, all right. These type of trend lines. Price got here. You took shots. Good. You can
Yeah.
just tweak these things and just use it on your own, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. If you have any questions, you can just let me know.
Yeah, no, bro. I think I'm okay right now. I think I have to practice the things that you taught me right now,
Yeah, yeah.
and I will let me know you if I have any doubts or something that can I.
Yeah, no problem. At the end, man, I'm just you have to make your own book, like what you like. Suppose you like
Yeah.
like like candles, printing bullish, and you take trades based on that, and you like chalk, you like flip. Based on the
Yeah.
experience, you will just get the things. And to be honest, to me, I have observed the trades that I took taken shots in uptrend,
Yeah.
anticipating this as liquidity to go. It has resulted in
Yeah.
loss many of the times.
Um,
So now I completely eliminate these this setup. All right.
yeah.
So you just have to execute like 100 trades based on your plan. All right. And
Yeah. Yeah.
after the 100 trades, you will find out like what is working good for you.
Yeah.
And with this information, of course, and one thing more, you don't really have to stick with one information. All right. A lot of gurus like
Yeah.
tell you use this, you will be profitable. Man, you should be open to everything. All right.
Yeah.
So whatever you can use in your trading and that can benefit you, that is good.
Yeah. Do you have any mentors? I mean, any courses, any weekly courses that you shared in your Telegram, something like that? Any personal mentors that give
Mm-hmm.
you a, a different level of knowledge or something like that? That that
Mm-hmm.
means you feel different. The persons that
Actually,
you feel different.
the thing is that um, right now you can with this daily candle information that I told you on the 4 hour
Yeah.
and things like that. I use this the majority of the times, and I'm doing very good with this. All right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I think that's so. It's a nice information.
yes,
I think.
and I was not really implementing this information in past. So with this information, I'm really doing good, and I think suppose your strategy can be patterns, right? Suppose you trade continuation patterns, all
Yeah.
right? Suppose like you trade continuation patterns, all right? And daily candle is already bullish, and let me just go to the example, bro, because on the GBP CHF it was. This information is very much valid, bro. Like, look here, as I explained to you, this was bearish. Like, pressure was huge. You were expecting the
Yeah.
next candle to be bearish also. You are looking for sells. But of course, you need clean price action. You don't have to be blind, bro. Like, if you see candles are printing very good, you don't have to be blind. If your criteria is not developing, you can't really take the trade, all right? If you don't
Yeah.
see good point of interest, you can't really take a trade, all right?
Yeah.
So you were expecting this to go bearish as well, right? And I took this trade on the 15. Look, this was continuation pattern.
Yeah.
All right, this was continuation pattern. But this information that I told you was just very simple, man. We can trade it as liquidity, liquidity flip. We took a trade right here, as you saw, right?
Yeah.
And we got more risk to reward, and they got a little bit less. So no problem, man. But the information is same. The type of execution is different. All right.
Yeah.
So with this
Yeah.
information, I think every strategy is valid. If you're expecting next candle to be bearish, you can look for breakouts. You can look for chalks. You can look for patterns. You can look for anything. You can look for EMA retest. You can look for Fibonacci. It's really, bro. It's really up to you how you want to
Yeah.
execute. But we execute differently, so this information you can just modify it and you can use it on your own. Like this candle was way too bearish, right?
Yeah.
So now you were expecting next candle to pull back a little bit. Let's see if there was any POI there. 5 minutes. There was this big POI, but after that
Yeah.
push, so price got here and boom. All right. So now here there was two entries for you. Let me go to three for this one. Once price broke this lower, right? This was the cause of break. On the 1 minute, this would have been a chalk. Sorry, the flip, and this would have been some kind of auto block. Now you can take only two trades. One you can put risk here, and one at least somewhere here. All right.
Yeah.
If your trade played out good, you can take one more risk here. If you get stopped out, no problem. Move on, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is how it works. But you can use this information, and that would be good, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, man.
Bro, also it will be helpful if uh you get a new channel on Discord for 100 trade challenge. So we can practice the beginners as
Yeah, bro, we can
the
do
students.
that. Let me just make it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll no problem. I'll just make it. But yeah, and you are trading from 1 year, right?
yeah, 1 year.
No problem with this information and using it in your advantage. I think it is good.
Mm.
Yeah, I just made it, and we all can use it.
Yeah, it will be very
You can do
helpful.
one thing. You can just make the Excel,
Yeah,
and just post the link here, and you can just paste your trades there, and we can just open it from here, and everybody can just do it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man, that is all. And with this information, you can also take a little bit riskier trades. All right,
yeah,
and that really can play out. Suppose this was liquidity, but there was no PUI, bro. There was just the
yeah,
imbalance. You are expecting that price to fill that imbalance and move in your favor. All right,
yeah,
because price is just making a top wick. All right, this
yeah,
price is just here. Man, what the fuck? Price is just like this. You're expecting it to go down, right?
yeah,
Even if you're right 50% of the time again, that is very good, man, very good. But you don't really have to force the trades. Everything has to align up, all right? Maybe you will get less
yeah,
trades. Trust me, that is okay. Um, like you're in India, right?
yeah, yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah. So in India, I have 20k my forex fund, all right? And for
Um,
me, even 2% of that 20k is enough for a month to live comfortably. I can afford food,
yeah, yeah,
I can afford my gym, I can take care of my gas, and yeah, man. I have my own house, I don't have
yeah,
to pay the rent. 2% is 400. It
yeah,
is like
$400.
it is like 30,000 here, all right? 25 to
Yeah,
30,000. And with that we can really can um, we really can do well. If you want to make
yeah,
more, then you simply can increase your capital. Your
yeah,
less trades criteria will be the same. All right. I literally took only 5 trades and I made like 4%. I made like $800 in March.
yeah,
All right. And it's nearly the end of the month. We only have 10 days left. I don't think I will be trading after that. All right.
yeah,
So it is
yeah,
very important thing to understand, like taking good trades are like good. I've been through it. I've blown the challenge like recently. Maybe I was testing a new thing. I have blown the challenge. I was targeting too much, all right, and
yeah,
that resulted me in a loss, and I completely accept it. All right, my
yeah,
personality is like I take very limited trades, and it works with me, and I think it
yeah,
should work with everyone. And if you are searching for the criteria that you want, maybe it will happen like 10 times in a month. So even if you execute it 8 to 9 times, that is good.
yeah,
All right, so that's all
yeah,
for now. Don't rush the trades. Don't be like, all right, man, POI is gonna go, man, I have to execute. Just see the candle. All right, so
yeah,
now here there was kind of POI also. You will be like, all
yeah,
right, let's go long, but look at the daily, bro. Daily was never telling you to go long. It was
yeah,
completely lower lows and lower highs. All right.
yeah, yeah,
It is completely telling you to go short
shorts,
to maybe at least to this imbalance. All right. At least to
yes,
this wait. At least to this imbalance. Next candle can also be bearish. Maybe the next days can be bullish, But how will we know? We need the daily candle to print in our favor.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Mm.
or at least the 4 hour, man. If you are too like I would say aggressive, let the 4 hour candle print in your favor.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I think with this information you will be getting less trades, but again, good quality trades. Don't be like I have to
Yeah.
execute many trades because, man, if suppose if you made $800 with 4 trades,
Mm.
um, and you will be like, and suppose the last month you took like 30 trades,
Yeah.
you still made 6 to 7%, all right, and your mental
Mm.
stress was high. Your equity was
Yeah.
going up, going down, going up, going down, going up, going down. Your equity was like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you took only like the trades that you think that is good, based on the daily 4 hour, 1 hour, everything, and you took
Mm.
like 5 trades and you still made 4 to 5%, but your equity is very
Yeah.
steady. Your stress level will be very low, and you will give, I would say, um, you will give 100% to the trades and to the trading.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Either you can take many trades and take less risk rewards, and take less trades and take high risk rewards, because high risk rewards are not the thing that you will get every day. You will get the good quality setup maybe 5 to 10 times a month, and you just have to take few of them. If you want to scalp, man, yeah, you might have seen people executing a lot of positions because their
Yeah.
strategy is allowing them to do that, but our strategy is not really allowing us to do that. All right.
Yes.
So that's all, man. I think if you have any questions, you can just let me know, and we can just end this session right here.
Yeah, bro. I'm good now. Good for now.
Okay. If you still face any issues, you can just let me know, and we will just do another session.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good day. I'm just cutting it off.
Yeah, bro. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night.